Hey everybody, welcome to my 6-month Hobonichi flip throw. And since it's like almost the end of June, it's actually kind of like a 7-month Hobonichi flip through. But I just thought I would show you my 6 months in a Hobonichi, basically what it looks like and what my thoughts are on it. So this is like the 3rd time recording this video because I'm just making sure the camera's right. If you heard me get up and down. But this is like the 3rd time recording this video because I ramble and the camera was like, bitch, that video is too long. So I actually made myself a script. Let me see, where is it? Here it is. So I'm going to tell you guys how I got it. You guys and girls and NB pals. I bought this at a shop here in Portland called Oblation Press. I'll link it down below. But they're a local stationery shop, and I think they're the only one right now that is licensed to sell Hobonichi, so I really wanted to buy it from them. 1, because I like to shop local, and 2, because I like to touch my planners before I buy them. It was very important, especially because I read all about the Hobonichi paper. And one of the reasons why I chose Hobonichi, if you're not familiar with Hobonichi, they have a very specific layout, and that was actually very similar to what layouts I already had on my bullet journal. So this is my bullet journal. My friend Sean made that sticker, but this is how I did my layouts on my bullet journal. Get that to the right page. Here we go. So if you're familiar with Hobonichi, it looks fairly similar. I had more tracking, but this is kind of what the week looked like for me. But I was always frustrated by how little how little hours basically I could fit in the bullet journal. My days typically and sometimes extended above and below, you know, the 7 to 11 period that I could get in the bullet journal. Also, drawing this every week was fucking exhausting. So, it just got to be too much. And then I also really wanted to do monthly tracking, and I didn't want to draw the monthly every month. So that's why I chose it. Let's go basic run through for the journal. So this is the cover. Sometimes when you buy Hobonichi, you can buy the cover and the journal together. It's a slightly higher price together, obviously, but I don't think it's the same. I think it's less than if you bought them separately. This is the only cover I liked. I wasn't crazy about the pink, but I liked that it had pockets, and the other ones that were available by the time I bought my Hobonichi were like puffy, soft covers. And at the time that I bought this, before COVID, I was in a position, and that's kind of like what I do generally for my career, is I'm always on the go. I'm always at meetings. I'm always never at the same place day to day. That's kind of how I am now anyway, but I'm doing it all from home. So having a thin or like a slim cover was really important to me. Obviously, not that important anymore. But, here's the cover. It has pockets. The journal comes in and out of it. Like, you slide it in through here. I got this from Outlook PDX, which is a risograph workshop here in Portland. And I just keep my stickers on the side, you know, like indicator dots and stuff. I use these labels instead of whiteout because whiteout is bulky. And the labels, I just literally like tear off whatever size I need and then just put them on the mistake, and they work just as well as whiteout for me. They don't take fountain pen ink that well, but neither does, like, whiteout doesn't take it at all. So this is just a little, like, I made this with like picture frame corners, a little note on things that are helping me through COVID, and you can just slide it in like that. And this part that's coming up, you can see they're not used to this much wear, but this part that's coming up is just decorative paper. The structure of the corner is still fine, basically. And I don't really care if they look pretty.
it just needs to hold this thing. So these are just some of the things that are helping me during COVID. This is a company that I really like. This is not sponsored at all, but if you're in Portland or Seattle, they buy food from local farmers and then resell it to you and deliver it to your door. And it's just like, you don't have to like, I don't know about any other cities, but, oh, I broke it. Whatever. I'll fix it later. Here in Portland, the grocery store lobby is really awful. And they do stuff like they lobbied really heavily against a tax that would help homeless people like this last voting cycle. And I just hate them so much. And I don't want to support them because they're basically evil. So this is a good way to get around that. This is like a cardstocky kind of paper. It's not cardstock necessarily, but it's thicker than obviously regular paper, especially the Tomoe River paper, which is what this is. And if you do any kind of research on Hobonichi, you'll see people talking about Tomoe River paper all the time. It's because this stuff is the shit. So this is your first piece of Tomoe River paper. It's got the logo and the login, and then it's got 2020, 2019, and 2021. I don't use this at all. I don't know anybody who does. This is like the months at a glance. And I know some people use it for like future log or whatever. I don't understand it. I tried to do tracking in it, but it's so far at the beginning of the planner that even when I like put tabs on it to remind me of where it is, it's just whatever. And then also, like, honestly, this does not spark joy. I don't want to track in this. It doesn't look like, it looks like a prison. It looks like the planner layout version of a prison. I'm not going to lie. I don't understand this. So sorry. This is the first month. I actually transferred this from my other planner because the reason why I left my bullet journal is because I had started using a ring bound, because the ring bound I could print out the monthly pages and use them to track. So I track on this monthly page, I track my sleep with the blue line. I track whether or not I did my morning pages, which is like a free writing exercise that helps me to sort of like collect my thoughts with this guy. And then every day that I meet my eating goals gets a sticker. So I am in recovery for an eating disorder. It's really important for me to track how my eating is going. And then all these colorful dots are basically the highlight of the day. Some of them, most of them are nice, like stuff I really like. And then some of it is like bad stuff, if it was really significant. And then, you know, I just, all of these months like that, but we're not going through how I use it. We're then talking about, this is basically the weekly layout. Oh, let me get to a blank month for you so you can see what the month looks like without me. So this is what it looks like. It has a Monday start. Saturday and Sunday are together in the same size. Love that. This thing around the edge, this L, I love it. I clearly have struggled to utilize it, but I love it. I love that it's there. I like that it's there for me, basically, when I figure it out. Here's how I use the weeks. Let me go to like a more recent week. So this is basically what it looks like when I have filled out the week, which this may feel chaotic, but this is exactly what I need. Like, this is me and my planner interacting together because we are the same brain. This is my brain. If you ever wondered why I talk so fucking much. This is the week layout that's blank. We have this thing on, I don't know what that is. I don't know why I need it. Don't get it. But I'm not mad at it. I just don't understand it. Obviously, what month it is. The day and date. Very important. Then there's this sort of like empty space that makes this feel like this. I know that like this and this are different and they have different functions, but this empty space is what separates this from this. Like, notice how there's no empty space on this motherfucker. This is a calm, beautiful blank slate for me to put my life into and for it to be safe in. And I love it. I love that thing. I use it right now to put my tracking for my eating goals. And if I took my medicinal tea, and then I love
Love, 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 love this. It's 5 a.m. to 4 a.m. This is a 24-hour fucking planner. And Saturday and Sunday together, same fucking size. I don't know anyone else who does that, and I fucking love that. Like, I will kill for this. Love it. Also love this thing on the side. Then the daily pages. So let's try and find a daily page. So I just wrote a poem on that one. You know, here's some like notes and stuff. I can also use the daily pages for watercolor. It does not bleed. It does not pill. It does not rip. It is amazing. Very good. Would recommend. Here's what some blank daily pages look like. Let's get there. So here's a blank one. It has the to-do list. Like, you could use it for a to-do list. That's what I use it for. Then there's a little time tracker. This is also 24 hours, but every hour is a single square. So it's condensed. Takes up half the page. And then there's all of this space. And you can easily write over any of this, and you don't even notice. This is so neutral and mild, and I love it. This is what the beginning of the month looks like. It's just the number of the month. There's a little quote, and then a fully blank page that you can put anything in or nothing. I put my goals on a Post-it and then put them on the page ahead of time because I knew that things were going to change and change. I tried to say things were going to get strange and things were going to change at the same time, and they did. I mean, every year for me is kind of strange. I didn't expect 2020 to be this fucking strange, but I knew things were going to be different by the time I got to the month, so I put my goals on a Post-it, and good thing I did, because none of this is happening. Well, that's our appointment with our accountant, but that's it. That is it. And then in the back, let's see if we're going through it. It has 2 pages of graph paper, or a couple pages of graph paper, just sort of like for you to do whatever with. Then it has a timetable. I guess this would be like if you had a regular schedule or something, or school or work. Obviously that doesn't apply to me. Graph paper, it's all graph paper. I don't know why we have a specific graph paper. I guess if I was trying to like track growth, but this year this thing would be depressing. Favorites, like movies and stuff. I actually keep an Excel spreadsheet with this on my computer. Yeah, don't laugh at me. It's called self-care. So I don't need this. This thing I love. People have said that they don't use this. I use this because I come and put stuff in it and then I forget about it. And then I'll find it again a couple of like weeks or months later, and I'll be like, oh my God, I put a bunch of stuff in here. And then I'll check off the stuff that I checked off, and then I'll put in a bunch more stuff that I wanted to put in here. And it just, I love it. I love that it is a thing I forget about and then rediscover. It gives me joy. I love this page. I love all of the little cute suggestions of how to do a title. I think they're adorable. I haven't taken any of them, but I just love looking at them. It makes me feel happy. A page full of Japanese writing, a page full of, like, then there's like a bunch of stuff in the back that I've been told is like cute, like their stories or their facts or their like history. It's like educational. I haven't tried to translate any of it with, because I can use like the Lens app on my phone to try and translate it. I haven't. I might. I don't know. This is like a table, but I'm not sure what. And then more sort of like math, looks like, tables, addresses. I already have a phone. I don't need an address. Although the one thing that I am missing from here is a place to put my personal contact information. Like, it wasn't until I was like going through this that I realized that that wasn't there. And I have lost a planner before and had someone return it to me. So I'm going to get on remembering to add that to probably like right here or something. I know, I'm sorry I broke you. I'll fix you later. Let's go back to the script. Oh, this is a graph that I made that it tracks instances of John Constantine and King Shark fan fiction on Archive of Our Own with dates. So it was like for a Twitter joke. Anyway, that's just a brief glimpse into my world. So did that. Pros. I love this paper. I think I'm going to just check on that camera so you're going to hear me stand up. Okay, we're good on time. I fucking love this paper. So I'm going to like crinkle it for you. So that is a new virgin page. And this Tomoe River paper is like, it's very, very thin. You would think that it would be very see-through. And it's weird, like you can see the post-it from this page to this page. But then when you write on it, you can't really see. It doesn't really ghost. It ghosts a little bit, but it doesn't really ghost a lot. So, what did I just show you guys? We'll see later. Let me just look at it. Okay, not problematic. I did put post-its over stuff that I like don't want people to see. Because this is my brain, like I use it for everything. So some stuff is like not mine to show you. The paper is amazing. I also love how the paper ages. So let's go back to last week. So this is my last week. As you can see, almost every centimeter of this is written on, and sometimes written on hard. And when it ages, it gets this like, when it's been used, it gets this like soft, like almost like old money feeling. It's almost like cloth-like. So I don't know if you could hear that, but like it makes me feel so good. And then I love being able to look at, you know, like here's where I've had an effect on this planner and here's where I haven't yet. Like look at the change there. It's really nice. Love the paper. Also love how much it holds up. So like I said, I already showed you this page of watercolor. This is interesting. This is something that I flipped to when I was trying to teach, or I was teaching a class, and I was talking about how under capitalism, we think that our needs and our wants are two separate things, but really we need to start with our want. That's our big brain. That's our ideal, and then determine what we need from that so that we can have a thing that's approximately, that speaks to our ideal without, it doesn't betray us, but it still is really like focused and concentrated. So, what else? Where's my Mothman? So I painted a Mothman. Here it is. So I painted this Mothman. This is used with like super wet watercolors, if you can see how wet that is. And then I went over it with fountain pen. This is black fountain pen. And I wish I hadn't put this sticker here. I thought I was going to have to write more during the day, so I put the sticker there because it really did bleed badly. And you can see it bled over onto this page. So what it takes for Tomoe River paper to bleed is straight up wet ass watercolors and then fountain pen on top of it. So that makes me feel really good about this stuff. Then I'm still talking about pros, aren't I? The paper, the layout, already talked about the layout. The portability, obviously portability is not an issue for me now because I don't go anywhere. But at the time, having this be, this is my hand. My hands are small. This is it's basically 6 inches across and 9 inches tall. This is so portable. It's so easy. And then you use the pen to close it. Like, it's so elegant to me that it travels easily. And that was really, really important to me. And it had all these pockets, and it stood up to punishment. Like, I am not easy on my planners. So that made me very happy about this product. What else? The portability, talked about it. The cons. Okay, this is something I could change easily. I could just buy another cover, but I haven't because I'm like, honestly, where am I going? Who's gonna see it? It's fine for now. But I hate this cover. It's like slick. It feels like, I'm trying to compare another, it feels like parachute material. It's like nylon or something. It is not a great, I don't like the feeling of this. Like, I don't like touching this. Also, I think you can probably tell, like, it's gotten filthy. And, like, I don't know how do I clean this? I don't know. Oh, also it has this back pocket, which is really helpful.
or would have been really helpful if I was moving around a lot, but since I'm not, it just sits on its ass. Like literally, it sits like this. But, I don't like the cover. I like all the pockets. I don't like the pink. I tried to sort of like lean into it with this scrap from Outlet, but it's still just like, nah, and it feels bad. And then I don't like that it only has 2 thingies. I'm like, this planner has 3 distinct sections. Why does your cover only have 2 bookmarks? Like, what is that? I don't know. So I don't like that. It has a little pocket in the back. That's pretty cool. I kind of wish it was like taller. But yeah, that's how I feel about the cover. But obviously I could get a different cover. I just haven't done it. Then what else do I not like? Fountain pen. So I'm gonna write, so this is a Pilot Metropolitan. I'm just gonna write left-handed for a second and show you that it smears like hell. So I'm not really left-handed. I just am ambidextrous. So I can sort of manage with my left hand. So it just smears like heck. If you write, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, smear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it just takes a long time to dry. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I know that's like not a perfect science, but just it kind of takes a while and you have to like, blow on it and like make sure that, and then like the Pilot Metropolitan is a pretty dry fountain pen. If you write with something like this Lamy 2000 that's like really wet, oh, you're just fucked. Like it's really bad. So that is the one thing I don't like about it. The paper. The problem I also know is that if I wanted this paper to be more absorbent for fountain pens, it would not be as resilient as it is in other ways. So I'm okay with the trade-off. I'm okay with having to like blow on my fountain pens and like wave this around to make them dry and everything, as long as I can have this combination of durability and lightness that the paper has. So I'm not mad about it. I'm just saying that if that's very important to you, it might be a thing. When you need more note space. So this is kind of a deal, like, so say you're writing, blah, 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 and you get to the end of the page. Well, you can't go forward. That's a new page. You can't go back. That's an old page. My solution to that, because what happens for me is that my work is so buried, like some days I will fill 5 pages. A lot of days I have nothing. I have empty pages. I mean, that's why this is here, is because I have like super empty pages. And so I just put watercolors on them or something. So traditionally what I'm doing, if I'm writing and I come to the end of the page and I'm like, shit, I need more space, I'll do an arrow that's like more notes this way. And then I'll start the header here, I'll write, May 24th to make sure that like you can follow where it's going, or I can follow. So, and since I don't have a problem with that, I'm okay with that. And because I have such varied days, or sometimes I have a ton of notes, sometimes I have no notes, it works for me. And I don't see how they could practically put an ideal number of notes for me in, because again, unless I'm drawing it myself with the bullet journal, which is why I did bullet journal for so long, there's no way for me to have a perfect amount of notes every day. That's just not how my life goes. The size. So I know I literally just said that I love the size. Here's like the one problem with the size. If I have any kind of stickers from like any other standard planner, it doesn't fit. Everything, these are Ivory Paper Co. stickers that they have with Ivory Paper Co. planners, and I had to cut them with scissors because it doesn't fit. So that's like one thing that's a little bit frustrating as I'm getting more into stickers, is like I got this from Coffee Monsters Co., this cute little like
but that's for Hobonichi weeks, so it's way too small. It doesn't fit that way. So it's like very few people make stickers for this planner, which I understand because it's way more of a functional planner, and I'm way more of a functional planner, to be honest. I wouldn't do a whole spread of stickers. That's just not who I am. But as I'm getting sort of like some structure to this planner, I have things that I want to put as like headers, and I have to like turn them the other way if I want them, which sometimes can be helpful, but it's like an hour in this thing, and I'm like, again, this is I know why it's like this. An hour in this thing is a centimeter by centimeter, or 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters. So it's like 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. So like everything is so small. So like I got these cute shoe stickers for when I go on my walk, but I only walk for 30 minutes. So I can only put them on the days where I don't do anything else around my walk, or I like squeeze everything else around it. And I have to write, so I'm more of a fountain pen friend, but I have to write in this Pilot Juice Up, which is a fine pen. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not, like if I had a perfect pen, it wouldn't be this one. The fine point is so fine that it sometimes will poke holes in the paper, which this paper holds up to great. I never see any like performance loss based on like a little hole, but it's still like, I wish I could use my like, this is my Grail pen, you know, this is like my baby, my Lamy 2000. And I can only use this in the planner for like special stuff because I have to like keep, you know, like blowing on it and keeping it clean. And then even when I do like this, I wrote something here in the fountain pen and then water spilled on it, which this is not nothing to do with the planner, but, or like this one I wrote, with the Lamy 2000, and now it's like smearing. And if I rub my finger, it smears more. Like this is 3 weeks old and it's still smeary. Oh no, wait, that's from where I smeared it before. But anyway, it's just, I wish fountain pens performed better in this planner. And I bought it, one of the reasons I bought it is because they said it was great for fountain pens. And it's not great, but it's also, I would say, not great, actually. Anyway, that is the cons. How are we on time? Okay, we're doing good. This crypt idea was great. Good job, me. And the size. So yeah, it's a little bit small. But then I don't know if I would be, that's the other thing is my hand is this big. Like I have a small hand. If I had a bigger planner, I don't actually know if I would write in it. Like I'm not joking. Like when it gets bigger than this, it gets unwieldy for me to handle. So given everything I want in this planner, like given the fact that I want this 24-hour day, this is how the size it is. And I'm like totally cool with that trade-off. But just in case you're not, it's something to keep in mind. Next, conclusion. This is the best planner, literally the best planner I've ever had. I have been planning regularly, most of the time, planning regularly in a paper planner. I think in college I went, I had 2 planners. I had a big wall calendar, but then most of my planning was digital because I was just too broke to buy new planners. And by big wall calendar, I mean the one that was like 2 feet by 3 feet. That was what my planner was. And I just kept it on the wall so I could see it all the time because I was so busy. But I've always been paper planning basically since like 7th grade. When my mom got a swing shift job and I had to keep track of her shifts and my homework and like who I was going to stay with that night. So when I say that this is the best planner I've ever worked in, I mean, understand that I've been so broke most of my life that the Leuchtturm was like an investment when I switched to Leuchtturm from like Target notebooks. But this planner is the fucking shit. Like this planner is everything I want. And one of my favorite planner YouTubers, Cindy Gontorp-Baldo, says that she feels like the Tomoe River paper has been pissed on and then left in the sun. And I am straight up not even going to deny that. It just feels like that in the best way. Like, I don't want to touch pea paper. I'm just saying that, like, you know, people before they had like chemical tannery for leather would pee on leather to like break it down and make it all soft and buttery. And then you would put that shit on your body. And it just feels like soft and like it's smooth, but it's not offensive smooth. Like, you know, when
A planner paper is so smooth that you're like, I can't even write on this in gel pen. What the fuck is this for? It's not like that. It's like inviting, like a linen sheet. I love it. But not a linen paper sheet, like a linen bed sheet. Anyway, this is the best planner ever. I love its size. I love everything about it. The gripes I have with it, I understand, are like it would be impossible for me to have my cake and eat it too with this planner. And the things that I think I listed as like cons, I only listed them because I know other people are going to watch this that aren't me, that may have different priorities for their planner. I fucking love this thing. I don't think I'll ever change. I don't think I'll ever switch. I live, like, if you can see from my week, like, I wake up at 10, like, between 10 and noon. I go to sleep between 3 and 4. That is my day. Like, if I didn't have a planner that respected that, I would be fucked. Like, half my day wouldn't happen. If I was looking at a planner that was like, we plan from 7 to 9, like, I would be like, okay, well, literally half my day is not in the planner. So that's really, really, really important to me. Just the layout is so perfect, and the paper is amazing, and the way it performs and the way it ages, and the abuse it holds up is really important. The only way that I would get a different planner is if someone like Black or Indigenous owned planner company made a planner with this literal exact layout and has some kind of miracle ass paper that did exactly what the Tomoe River does, but also was not shitty with fountain pens, and they were made in Portland, and it was one inch larger, like half inch all around larger, then I would buy that instead. But until that magical planner exists, this is it, man. This planner is the best planner. I love my Hobonichi. It's just, so perfect. So that's my 6 months in the Hobonichi. Brief sort of like flip through. These are the month where I do all my tracking. These are the weeks. As you can see, when I started my weeks, I wasn't that into like decor or stickers. I was also in a hugely deep depression. So didn't have a lot to feel like, didn't have a lot in my life I felt like reporting on. And then like part of this, like you can see the pages getting more colorful and more vibrant and more filled up and just more stuff. And like I tried different things, and some of them turned out, some of them didn't, but I just like, as you can see, like as the weeks go on, like my life just gets more full and more big and more colorful and more vibrant and more amazing. And now we're on this week, and I just like, every week it feels like I'm just like doing good. So that's planner flip through. That's also this week. If you saw my plan with me, you saw this week naked and empty. And this is what it looks like towards the end of the week. It's actually Saturday right now. And then I might film a plan with me on Monday. I might not. My planner workshop is on Monday, so I'll probably be prepping for that. That's it. That's my Hobonichi Techo.